in case people are joining early. And I'm going to. So thank you for joining, everyone. And this week, we're really happy to announce our partner, WWPass, who has a really fantastic technology that enables companies to not only strongly authenticate users, but also to even head off the need to enter an identifier like a username. And at Gluu, we really support the idea that third parties and partners are going to be able to use the Gluu server to um, to integrate their own creative ways to authenticate end users. And we made a conscious decision to support this interception script mechanism that allows you to implement complex multi-step workflows for authentication. And WWPass has done a great job writing one of these. And this script will be available in our GitHub and should be available in the open source distribution. If you want to select it, it should be built in. So a demo is worth probably a lot more than my description of this. And I'd like to hand it over to Kirill and Tim to provide a quick overview of the solution and a quick demo. Thanks, guys, and welcome.
Well, thank you, Mike, for this great introduction and the opportunity to engage with the public alongside with Gluu. And hi, everyone. Allow me to start with a brief company introduction. WWPass Incorporation has been in the market of cybersecurity for more than 10 years already. And we have offices across Europe and in the US, and we continue to grow. You can check, by the way, everything on our website, which is wwwpass.com. So I'm Tim Brewer, and I'm a business development executive. And today I'm here with my colleague Kirill, who is actually one of the creators of the technology we are going to present today and discuss. Before we start, I just wanted to mention that we're here not only to discuss single sign-on as something we already know, but also one of the most important, I would say, and pressing issues in cybersecurity industry, which is stolen credentials. And the statistic shows that the number of phishing attacks in 2020 increased at least tenfold, and stolen credentials and login credentials are still the #1 target. So basically, WWPass just followed the market demand and created the technology that protects from these types of attacks simply by design. So we eliminate usernames and passwords as your primary credentials. Just as simple as that, though we also increase convenience and UX tremendously by utilizing your mobile phone as your digital ID key to many doors. So hold on, I'll switch yeah, that's how it works. So I'm really glad to see these number of attendees today, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you're I'm sure you're all professionals in your business and cybersecurity in particular. And we all know that passwords are weak, and but sometimes those companies utilize it. But sometimes we also use second factors to strengthen our authentication. But does it really work? And I just wanted to mention that I'm sure you all know that no matter how many additional factors you have, you always start with a username as your, well, basically email address, yeah, and the credential that everybody knows. And this is the main problem. So we would like to address the main question to you today. Why don't we just get rid of usernames and passwords? Just follow me here. Well, if you do not have human readable credentials, you have, well, no phishing and no data breaches. Now, if you do not have passwords, if you do not use passwords, You have no resources spent on heavy administration. In the result, you have, well, quite a cost-efficient solution. Yeah? And with our great UX and actually convenience, you just all you have to do is just scan the QR code with your key, which is your mobile phone, and it's easily self-revoked and self-managed. So basically, you can manage everything within the app, which makes users happy. So basically, you see you have strong security, you have cost-efficient solution, and happy users. What else do you need? And plus, everything is open source and very easy to install. But let us take a look under the hood, and I will give the mic to my colleague, Kirill, because I feel like I'm talking here too much already.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for taking the time to attend this webinar. I'm going to tell a little bit more about the WWPass authentication and data encryption technology, and I'm also going to show a quick demo of how WWPass authentication can be used together with Gluu, just to combine strong and convenient authentication with endless integration possibilities of Gluu. Well, first, and I cannot stress this enough, WWPass is not a 200-second multi-factor authentication solution. We don't try to add some ambiguous authentication factors on top of the existing username and password-based logins. What we developed is actually a completely independent and self-sufficient system. Again, the essential thing about WWPass authentication is that it doesn't rely on human-readable credentials such as usernames, email addresses, or passwords. Instead, we start authentication with something you have, the possession factor, which can be your smartphone, or we also have a hardware token option. I think one of the main issues with usernames and password is that it almost like they were invented with a specific intention to compromise your privacy. When you enter your username, and I bet your username is your primary email address most of the times, you pretty much let everyone know who you are even before completing authentication, right? This not only allows multiple services to link your activity between them, but also makes life so much easier for hackers. When one application or website you use gets hacked and leaks your password, it is extremely easy to use this password with other websites using your email address as a username, because people do reuse passwords, and we all know that. So basically, in WWPass, we believe that the entire concept of human-readable credentials is ridiculous. And that's why we've introduced a better concept, the concept of protected user identifiers, or PUIDs. PUIDs basically are the results of multiple mutual authentications between your WWPass key, WWPass itself, and the application that you are logging into. And your PUID is always different for each application you use. There is no way to link your activity between them. Tim, next slide, please.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, yeah, that's it.
So from the end user standpoint, authentication always looks the same. You scan the QR code, the WWPass authentication QR code. You scan it with your WWPass Key app, or you can click login with WWPass button if you're logging in using your smartphone browser and such. So once you do that, WWPass Key asks you to approve authentication, and it shows you the name of the application you're logging into. And after that, WWPass authenticates your smartphone. Remember the possession factor thing I was talking about. And then it can ask you to enter your PIN as an additional authentication factor, or it can use biometrics on your device. And non-security critical apps may choose to skip the last step, which makes authentication just faster. Once everything is completed, the website automatically logs you in. So I think enough talking, let's see it in action. All right.
Shall I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Just a second, please. Need to find the right window. Okay. Here we go. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Great. So this is our corporate Gluu Server instance that we use daily to access things like Zoom or Google Apps. And I'm about to log in here using my WWPass key. As I said, I'm just scanning the QR code, approving the authentication. Then it's going to do its biometric stuff. And then something here happened. Sorry for that. Normally that doesn't happen. Let's try again. Yeah. So
we had the page open too long.
Yeah, I think it was there for ages. So since I'm an admin user, I can show you how everything is configured inside. Actually, nothing really special here. We have an interception script that basically does all the authentication. It has a few options. You can specify your certificate key files, which are basically like API keys for our SaaS service. You can choose not to use PIN or biometrics during authentication. And you can also have different initial binding options, like you can bind your keys with email addresses, like verification messages. You can use another key to buy your key, so you can have multiple keys bound to the same account. And you can also bind your key using your existing username and password combination, which works great when you need lots of people to switch to a new authentication method without any heavily system administration work involved. And I think that's pretty much it. Another thing that I would like to show is if I go to users and manage people, and I find myself, okay. Here's my PUID at the bottom of the screen. And this is the PUID that comes as a result of WWPass authentication of my key, this particular instance of Gluu. And I can remove it. So that the next time I'm trying to log in with my key, it won't let me in. So if I log out, right, and try to sign in again, just a second, please. It asks me to bind my key to an existing account, right? And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to bind with my username and password.
Is it a one-time procedure?
Yes, this is one-time procedure. And of course, usernames and passwords can be completely disabled for those who already have WWPass keys bound to their accounts. And this is exactly how the end users are going to migrate from username and passwords to WWPass authentication. So it basically involves no work from system administrators whatsoever. So I'm clicking bind, and it should bind my account and let me in automatically. Yeah. So now if I log out, I can log in with my key again. I mean, just in seconds. So that's pretty much it. Tim, can you show the next slide, please?
Yeah, for sure. Just a second.
By the way, the interception script can be deployed basically into almost any existing Gluu instance. I believe at some point it's going to be a part of open source Gluu distribution, and we also have another project on GitHub that contains the script, standalone script, the instructions, all that stuff. You can try it yourself. It takes like maybe an hour for an experienced Gluu user to deploy and test this script. Just a quick recap: WWPass enrollment procedure. We have a number of options. We have 3 different options implemented for Gluu. It's binding usernames and passwords, binding this email verification messages, and you can also bind your key using another key, which can also be convenient. Tim, next slide, please. So, frankly speaking, this all looks very simple, but actually, the technology is backed up by a number of quite sophisticated things, like strong multi-factor authentication using modern cryptography algorithms like secure data storage. We also do client-side data encryption. This is not specifically with Gluu, but we can implement projects where some client-side cryptography is needed. Like, for instance, if you need to encrypt some document inside the browser and things like that. Also, unlike many others, we have facilities for the end users that allow them to do key revocation and key restoring. In case of the WWPass mobile app, this can be done right from the app itself. Basically, on the right of this slide, you can see different authentication scenarios with WWPass Key. But I seriously doubt looking at pictures is a good idea to learn how the technology works. And I really encourage you to download WWPass app from App Store or Play Market and play with it yourself. And I'm going to give mic back to Tim so that he can talk a little bit more about that.
Well, yeah,
So
basically, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tim, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, basically, we were just trying to show you how easy it is to log in with your identity and start testing WWPass. So you see, it takes you just 5 minutes to download the app from the store, and, or you can also add your WWPass module to your Gluu server, and you can have all the installation packages and information on both the Gluu website and our website. You can also download the necessary SDKs on our website and or use our professional installation, basically. So, well, it is very simple. It is highly secure and very convenient. So basically, if you have any questions, we will be happy to answer.
Yeah, so maybe I'll start off with a question. Could you talk maybe about a typical use case for WWPass?
Yeah, well, it's a good question, and like everyone using authentication and is more or less concerned about security and user security and the corporate security. They're trying to somehow utilize or eliminate passwords, at least. So basically, we are focused on verticals, like, for example, financial verticals and insurance security. So basically, there are many industries that would like to have some strong authentication on premise or in the cloud, so they can basically use it as a SaaS service or also on-prem.
I see. We have a question from the audience. Is WWPass a SaaS, or is it available as a self-hosted server?
Yeah, it's Kirill.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for your question. Well, by default, WWPass is a SaaS solution, but for some cases, like for instance, for air-gapped environments or for environments that do not allow connection to the internet, we also can deploy a standalone WWPass system. That's always kind of a project work. We need to gather requirements because the system can be configured in many different ways, and to support different usage scenarios, but that can be done, right?
And also we have WWPass. Well, we already have most important applications, like for example, Salesforce, Google applications, Microsoft applications, Zoom. Actually, we access in our corporate Zoom through our WWPass authentication. So basically, in these cases, there are a lot of use cases with these applications as well.
Well, maybe I'll just ask one more question before we wrap up. Sorry to put you guys on the spot, but maybe you could say a few words about the roadmap. What's coming? What should we look for next?
Well, from the technical standpoint, we actually are going to continue improving the user experience of our mobile applications. We have a bunch of new, really neat features that right now are under development. The whole idea is to make the app more convenient for the end users, give them more options. Like, for instance, they can quickly access applications they authenticate often, things like that. At the same time, we are going to improve our self-management tools and going to add more key backup options so that people can choose what to use depending on their tasks. We're also thinking about, but it's not going to be tomorrow, but we also think about supporting multiple keys per user accounts and all that stuff. So there's a lot that can be done, and there's a lot that we can that we want to do. So pretty much like this.
Yeah. And sorry, I put you guys on the spot. I know we didn't tell you about that one in advance, but I think it's interesting because it's a hard topic, and this is why Gluu is not getting into really deeply into the authentication area, because there's so much to do to build a really great authentication service and product, and we see it as an adjacent market. So I think that pretty much covers it, guys. So this video is going to be available online pretty soon. We'll do a quick edit and publish it. So I want to thank you guys for the hard work in writing the script for the Gluu server, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing lots of Gluu customers adopting this in the community and the ecosystem. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Mike, once again, and thank you, Gluu, once again. So it's a perfect collaboration for us. We cannot do the whole package of this product without your support and without your product. So thank you very much, as well as these opportunities.
Yeah, and thanks to the participants. Okay, all right, and ending it now.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.